When you're playing a game, you're usually the good guy, you're out to save the day, and the world is counting on you. However, this is not always the case. Today on Retrocade, we'll look at 10 games in which you play as the bad guy. Just a short disclaimer, this video will include some spoilers, so be forewarned.
It is a possibility.
My name is Scott Shelby. I'm a private detective. I'm investigating.
At number 10, we have Heavy Rain, a game with a wide variety of choices and endings. You take on the role of Ethan Mars, a spouse and a loving father, living a great life when everything went wrong. He loses one of his sons in a car accident. But now, years later, he's going to lose his second son due to the origami killer's kidnapping. The origami killer forces you to accomplish a number of activities in order to obtain information about your son's location, and if you fail to finish the assignment, you lose the opportunity. You also take on the role of Norman Jayan, an FBI agent attempting to solve the mystery. But the thing no one expected was to play as the killer himself. The game distracts you so well that you don't even suspect anything, and at the end it hits you with the big truth and leaves you stunned.
I never asked for the darkness.
The Darkness series comes in at number 9, where you take on the role of the devil himself. On the road to avenge your lover's death, you use your dark powers to kill everything in your way. Despite the fact that you are up against a criminal boss, you are not the good guy in this story. Even though you have standard weaponry, you can also employ your dark powers to eliminate adversaries in the most terrible way possible.
Good man!
You will not remember anything before this moment.
The Manhunt series comes in at number 8. Rockstar Games is the studio behind the game. A game that makes you wonder what they were thinking because, holy moly, this game is brutal and you play as an ultimate killer. The game is mainly built on the enjoyment of executing targets, and it does so in creative ways. The original game told the story of James Earl Cash, a death row inmate who is compelled to take part in a series of snuff films in order to win his parole by murdering criminal gang members dispatched to track him down on camera. The second game follows Daniel Lamb, a mentally ill patient with amnesia, as he seeks to uncover his identity in a world where he is being hunted for sport and must battle his way out.
I do! You hear me?
Number 7 is Spec Ops: The Line. Captain Martin Walker is deployed into a post-disaster Dubai with an elite Delta Force unit on a recon operation. Walker's sanity deteriorates as the novel goes, as he begins to have hallucinations and gradually discovers the horrors of war. Nobody gains when judgments on Spec Ops are made on the line. Everyone is harmed by anything you do. Spec Operations eventually stops having an agenda and waits for you to find the answers. As the voyage progresses, the crew discovers evidence of what occurred in Dubai in the preceding months, showing that following the unsuccessful evacuation, the 33rd returned to Dubai as an occupying force and perpetrated atrocities against the civilian population in order to preserve order. Unlike other games, this one isn't about saving the world from destruction. It's about saving you, no matter what. The Shadow of the Colossus comes at number 6. You play Wonder, a kid who wishes to resurrect a girl who has been chosen as a sacrifice because she is cursed. But the only way to do so is to eliminate these creatures known as Colossus in a mysterious area known as the Forbidden Land. But as much as you hope to do the right thing, your actions here are far more dubious. All of the Colossus you confront appear to be unconcerned. Some will attack on sight, while others will ignore you until you attack them. Either way, you're the one looking for them, not the other way around. What's more, you're doing it on behalf of a very vicious voice named Dorman, a mysterious monster that definitely doesn't have the main character's best interests at heart.
Rated M for mature.
Bioshock Infinite comes in 5th. It's about alternate realms and time hopping. It's up to you, Booker DeWitt, a private investigator, to infiltrate Columbia's floating city and save a girl named Elizabeth from a religious tyrant named Comstock. Finally, you discover that you and Comstock, the man you want to destroy, are the same person, just in separate dimensions. The game shares the story in a unique approach that may appear unclear at first, but after exploring its wonderful universe, it begins to make sense. It may not answer all of your questions, but it leaves you astonished when you discover that you are the guy you desire to eliminate. The Hitman series comes in at number 4. Performing the role of Agent 47, a perfect killing machine, a duty he is destined to fulfill despite his attempts to live a peaceful life. He doesn't ask many questions, and he'll do whatever to complete the task, even if it involves killing innocent people along the way. He is, after all, a genetically enhanced master assassin. Agent 47 has proven to be one of the most lethal killers the world has ever known over the course of 2 decades. Even while we like playing as Agent 47, we must remember that we are not the heroes of this story. Red Dead Redemption 2 is ranked 3rd in our list. Another major project from Rockstar Games, this time a game with wonderful characters, a stunning world, and an excellent storyline. You play as Arthur Morgan, a gang member under the supervision of Dutch van der Linde who has spent their entire life escaping from authorities. The story takes place in 1899, when police forces began to increase, making it difficult to live as an outlaw. But that doesn't stop you from robbing ordinary civilians, persons in positions of power, and even banks. After a while, you'll meet characters like Andrew Milton and Edward Ross. So you develop a great animosity for them, but keep in mind that they are just ordinary law enforcement officers attempting to do their jobs. In fact, you are the one causing trouble and making others' lives more difficult. At number 2 we have the Grand Theft Auto, the biggest game of our generation. I don't think there is a single gamer in the world that haven't heard about this game. You control 3 characters in this game. Franklin, a young ambitious criminal that is stuck in a loop of unsuccessful jobs. Michael, a retired bank robber whose family's life is declining rapidly in a fictional version of Hollywood. And Trevor, a guy with serious issues that would rather kill people than working with them to solve the problem. Unique characters with completely different personalities. But when they gather around as a team, oh boy, a lot of bad things happens. Every character you play has their own problems and their own way to solve it, and it's not a civilized way to do it. In this game, you can engage in robberies, hacks, murders, and destruction in addition to business.
The same could not be said for Kratos, for as he sought to rebuild his soul with
the God of War series comes first in our list. As we all know, he is one of the most popular characters among gamers, yet his rage does not justify his actions. In reality, after beating Ares, he could have simply stopped and lived the life of a god. The others warned him, but his need for vengeance was too strong. After beating Ares, he earned the title God of War. Just to remind you of some of Kratos' actions, like blinding Hyphen, ripping off the wings of Icarus, cutting off Hermes' legs to retrieve his boots and triggering a plague, ripping off Helios's head and causing Sun to disappear. Causing a flood by killing Poseidon. And the list goes on and on and on.